As an architect, looking closely at my surrounding environment helps me expand my own design education much further than books and magazines ever could, which is why I often plan day activities with the sole purpose of looking at buildings or beautiful design items. So today I'd like to share with you 3 interior design lessons that I took away from my last visit to the Art History Museum here in Vienna. The first lesson is about ordered diversity. This is based on the idea that what we consider beautiful is complex information laid out on an underlying framework that we are able to recognize. What I mean is that beauty lies between order and chaos. Too much order and we find the building boring, and too much chaos is the epitome of ugliness. We find beauty right between those two. So let's take a room in the Art History Museum and try to understand how beauty is created here. Can you identify the underlying structure? Unlike other spaces where the walls blend into the ceiling and sometimes into the floor, this space has clearly defined parts. This division is not only marked by the difference of colors, but also of materials. We have a white ceiling covered in stucco moldings, a green plaster wall, and a brown wooden floor. The wall is divided in two by a lower wooden wall trim painted in black. The ceiling is also made out of 2 parts, one side made of plaster and the other of glass. The lines that result from the changes in material create the stable underlying framework on which the complex, diverse art will be displayed. Because of this balanced duality between framework and complex information, we perceive this space as beautiful. I talk more about the idea of order diversity in my online class, Minimalism versus Maximalism. You can check the links in the description. Another element that truly stands out when looking at a space is the choice in wall color, which is definitely not random. For example, Peter Paul Rubens, a Flemish painter that has quite a number of biblical scenes on display, was known to use the color vermilion red, which you can see here, and in this painting. The same color appears on the wall of the room where his paintings are on display. Or check out this light blue shade on the wall. It is strikingly similar with Minerva's armor from the painting Minerva Victorious Over Ignorance by the painter Bartholomeus Spenger. Choosing to integrate the art color palette in the rest of the exhibition really makes the art stand out even more and gives the entire room a cohesive look. Number 3. Textures and materials. The third element that stood out to me as adding to the beauty of the space is the juxtaposition of different materials and textures to create the right ambience for the art. Wood, marble, stucco, metal are beautifully crafted and overlapped to give richness and texture to the space, providing the paintings with an ambience that matches the same level of craftsmanship and artistry that is seen in the paintings. The art I came for doesn't start with the frame of the painting, but with the first doorknob of the museum. Additionally, all the moldings, the iron casting, the wooden carvings and velvet provide the space with a richness of texture that suits the need of a more tactile experience that many modern buildings made of flat, industry-made surfaces have failed to provide. I hope you enjoyed this short trip to the museum with me. These are not the only lessons I took away from my visit, but probably the most important ones. Let me know in the comments if you like this kind of building breakdown. I'd be happy to create more videos like this in the future.